Watch that stupid View where you have these really dumb people.
I have a lot of faith in the American people. And I don't know very many men who want to be talked to the way that this man has been talking to men in his audience. I don't know any women, and I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that.
Trump do strange things to demented people. Now, I've hired Whoopi to work for me as a comedian before this stuff, and a long time ago, and I went, and, you know, I'm not particularly shy about what I hear. Her mouth was so foul, she was so filthy dirty, disgusting, half the place left. I said I'd never hire again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has just filed a $100 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg, following her latest incident on The View. And this time, it's not just about words. Whoopi, who has consistently refused to say Trump's name, took things a step further during a heated discussion. Instead of acknowledging her actions, she reacted by spitting at the mere mention of Trump's name.
He knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And, you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
Let's be honest, Trump and The View have never been on friendly terms. The hosts, especially Whoopi, have made it a routine to criticize him whenever possible. But this time, things escalated quickly, and Trump decided to sue Whoopi over her remarks.
Me 4 times, and you didn't know what you were getting? How dumb are you?
Whoopi has never been shy about her feelings toward Trump. For years, she has avoided saying his full name, often referring to him as you-know-who to keep his name out of her mouth. But on a recent episode of The View, she slipped up. All began when she was discussing Joe Biden's debate skills, and her co-host, Joy Behar, casually brought up Trump's name. The moment Whoopi repeated it, she froze mid-sentence and jokingly spat on the stage. Her co-host, Sunny Hostin, immediately reacted, asking, "Did you just say his name?" Realizing her mistake, Whoopi pointed at Joy, accusing her of setting her up. It was all lighthearted fun for Whoopi, but little did she know, her spitting incident was about to ignite a legal firestorm. Trump wasn't amused. To him, this was yet another sign of disrespect from the mainstream media. And this time, instead of ignoring it, he decided to strike back with a lawsuit, one that's now dominating headlines everywhere.
Angry person. No, they're destroying our country. I don't like... She's smiling. All practice, right? Did you see her? She's like...
If there's one thing we all know about Donald Trump, it's that he doesn't take insults lightly. The moment Whoopi Goldberg's spitting stunt went viral, Trump fired back. He lashed out, calling Whoopi demented and a filthy, dirty comedian who has been spreading hate for decades. According to Trump, this wasn't just an offhand joke. It was yet another example of mainstream media figures openly disrespecting him. He didn't stop there. He took the opportunity to resurface an old story, claiming he had issues with Whoopi long before this incident. Trump alleged that years ago he hired Whoopi for an event, but was disgusted by her crude jokes and offensive language. He even suggested that her comments were so inappropriate that several guests walked out. While there's no public record of this event, Trump insisted that Whoopi's behavior has always been problematic. So, is this lawsuit really about defamation? Or is it Trump's way of finally getting revenge on Whoopi? That's the question everyone is asking. Trump has had plenty of feuds with celebrities, but his history with Whoopi has been particularly bitter. She has taken shots at him for years, and Trump has never been one to just let things slide. But this time, it's not just another social media war. He's bringing in the lawyers, and that's where things get serious. He's not looking for a half-hearted apology. Instead, Trump has officially filed a $100 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg, accusing her of spreading false and defamatory statements about him and his family. And it doesn't stop with the spitting incident. According to the lawsuit, Trump's legal team argues that Whoopi and her co-hosts have engaged in a long-running smear campaign against him. His lawyers claim that The View has crossed the line from political criticism into outright defamation. One of the biggest targets of this lawsuit, Melania Trump.
Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. she can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
For years, The View has taken jabs at Melania Trump, claiming she despised Christmas decorations, wanted to leave Trump, and was miserable in the White House. Now, Trump's legal team is arguing that these weren't just casual gossip or opinions. They were deliberate attacks aimed at damaging Trump's image and family life. And Trump isn't just looking for an apology. He's demanding $100 million in damages. His lawyers claim that The View's repeated false claims have caused significant harm to both his personal and professional reputation. But while Trump is lawyering up, Whoopi is laughing it off. Instead of worrying about a $100 million lawsuit, she's handling it exactly as expected, with jokes and sarcasm. He has dismissed the lawsuit as just another publicity stunt orchestrated by Trump. And in true Whoopi fashion, she already had a punchline, ready for the moment.
I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here.
For Whoopi and the rest of The View, this lawsuit isn't a serious threat. It's just another chapter in their ongoing feud with Trump. And that nonchalant attitude might bother him the most. If there's one thing Trump can't stand, it's being treated as a joke. But let's look at the bigger picture, because this lawsuit isn't just about Whoopi. It's part of Trump's larger war with the mainstream media. Since his time in office, he has repeatedly called out networks like CNN for what he claims is biased and unfair coverage. For years, he's branded negative press as fake news. And to his supporters, this lawsuit is just another way of fighting back. Whoopi's spitting incident wasn't just a comedian making a joke. It was yet another example of Hollywood. Elites openly mocking a former US president without facing any consequences. Imagine if a conservative talk show host had spat after saying Biden's name. The backlash would have been immediate. There would be demands for apologies, potential suspensions, and countless opinion pieces condemning the act as disrespectful. And that's where the real debate lies. Does Trump have a point? Hollywood has long leaned left with late-night shows, daytime talk shows, and major award ceremonies often taking shots at conservative figures. Trump's lawsuit isn't just about Whoopi, it's about sending a message. He wants to show that he's willing to challenge media giants and use the legal system to push back. Regardless of whether this lawsuit succeeds, it has already achieved one goal: keeping Trump in the headlines and fueling the ongoing culture war between Hollywood and the political right.
We've been talking about you-know-who, and his
I love that he's like
performance.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
You don't mention the name.
He hasn't said his name in years.
That's why I never to say his name.
Okay.
She said it once and she was struck by lightning.
Yeah. It's true. I turned black.
Defamation lawsuits are always tricky, especially when public figures are involved. For Trump's legal team to win, they must prove that Whoopi Goldberg intentionally tried to damage his reputation. And that's a tough challenge. Courts tend to favor free speech, especially when it involves political figures. If every insult, joke, or exaggerated statement led to a lawsuit, talk shows, late-night hosts, and even news anchors would be tied up in court every day. However, Trump's lawyers argue that Whoopi's actions weren't just a joke. They were part of a deliberate effort to humiliate him in front of millions of viewers. They also claim that The View has a long history of spreading falsehoods about him, particularly regarding his wife, Melania. The lawsuit highlights past segments where the hosts speculated about Melania's alleged unhappiness in the White House, her supposed dislike of Christmas, and even rumors that she planned to divorce Trump as soon as he left office, according to Trump's legal team. These repeated statements, combined with Whoopi's spitting stunt, amount to a calculated campaign to destroy his public image. His supporters believe Whoopi crossed the line, calling her actions disrespectful and unprofessional. Many argue that Hollywood elites feel they can say anything about conservatives without facing consequences. Some even suggest that The View would be held accountable for years of biased attacks against Trump. One commenter put it bluntly, "It's about time Whoopi Goldberg is held accountable for her defamatory remarks." Another added, "Everyone they've slandered should sue them so we can finally get these toxic people off TV." But is Trump really prepared to take this all the way to court? He certainly loves a public battle, but lawsuits like this can drag on for months. If it moves forward, we could see Whoopi and The View co-hosts forced to testify, turning this case into an even bigger media spectacle. But what do you guys think? Will Whoopi face any real consequences for her actions? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.